Welcome, everyone. Why Soul Works. My name is Kendall Burden. I am the VP of Brand here at Soul Naturals. Thanks for joining us tonight to talk about the Compass Blends. And I am so glad that we're talking about the Compass Blends. Here at Soul Naturals, we're all about mind and body health. And you can't talk about mind and body health without talking about essential oils. So that I'm glad that we're talking about essential oils tonight. And it's a fun product. It comes in this fun gift box, or you can buy them separately, and they come in these fun little roller bottles. It's a great little product, the Compass Blends. Now, the Soul Compass Blends provide you with directional support for mind-body health, just like the compass does. It helps you find your way. They were created using our signature essential oils blends, and then some additions were added to those. The Compass Blends are ready to use. They're convenient, safe, and easy to integrate into any health program. No matter where you are with your health, these blends will help you find your way to a better balanced health. So let's talk more about that right now on Why Soul Work. Tonight, we are so lucky to have our formulator with us, our essential oils formulator with us tonight, Jennifer Pressimone. Now, Jennifer Pressimone is the formulator of all of our essential oils here at Soul Naturals. She is a clinical aromatherapist. She's a scent intuitive, an herbalist, an author, and a speaker. She is a professional member, Central Florida Director and Vice President of the National Association of Holistic Aromatherapy. Jennifer founded GenSense, her company, after experiencing life-saving benefits from using essential oils, herbal remedies, and other holistic modalities. At a time when doctors gave her 6 months to live, she accidentally stumbled upon natural health solutions, and they work. 22 years later, Jennifer has built a legacy of providing aromatherapy blends to others to heal deeply and to live fully. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hi, Kendall.
Thank you for sharing some of your time with us tonight. We are so lucky to have you as our formulator. The blends that you have formulated for us are incredible, including these Compass Blends that we're talking about tonight. And so how are things? How are things going, Jennifer?
Everything is incredible. Awesome. I have no complaints. I have my oils and doing wonderful.
Awesome. Yeah, they sure help you cope with life, don't they? So the Compass Blends, I talked a little bit about, they help you find your direction or point you in a direction, and we've used the analogy of the compass as the emblem for these blends. And could you tell us a little bit more why the compass and what that means for these products?
Yeah, we created these amazing essential oil blends with clarify, with calm, with balance, and lift. And they were so wonderful. And what we found is a lot of people, including myself, because I love blending, was combining them together to enhance or to get maybe a support out of them. Whenever you combine them, of course, on their own, they're great. But when you combine them, you get a little bit more precise, laser focused in a particular direction, in a particular area. So, that was kind of the concept and the mindset behind expanding into the compass. And I love the oils because, we have our 4 oils, and I've always shared with you all that, it's like a compass. We have our sun, we have our energy, we have our calming water, we have our balancer, And then we have a little bit of fire, a little bit of heat to get us going and get us moving. And that's really the 4 directions. And sometimes, just like in a normal compass, you need to go north or you need to go south, east or west. Sometimes you have to go northeast or northwest, or southwest and southeast. And that is where the compass blends really fill in that gap, is because we're combining the original essential oil blends to create a little bit more precise direction. And that's why, we went with the compass blends, to give you direction in your health, to give you direction in your mindset, and just really bring everything into whole body healing and bring it full circle.
Fantastic. Thank you. So why don't you, you've prepared some slides. Why don't you go and tell us, why we've named them these these fantastic names, a little bit more about the compass and that, Jennifer, thank you.
Yeah. So, I'm so excited to share the concept and everything behind it. If you notice, all of the blends, including Compass, including Connect, all begin with CO and co. And co means together. It means more than one. And the big thing about soul is unity. We're doing this more than one person. Certainly we all are on our individual journey, but doing it together. And we are combining the oils. So they are combined or combined. And that is really, where kind of this philosophy came from, to name the compass blends. Not only did we want them to provide directional support for the body, but we wanted it to be for the mind. And we thought it was really, important to name them in positive affirmations. That way, every time you're using it, you're saying a positive affirmation for yourself. So if you're using, the confidence, I am confident, I am content, I am courageous, I am comforted. And, we wanted to not only bring in the combine the 4 original soul essentials, but I really wanted to bring in a couple additional oils, a couple extra oils into each of them to really make it more laser focused. And so I'll talk about that in a minute, but I just want, to share that we elevated these blends by bringing them in. We put a little bit of a twist on them. And that is what's helping them go more deeply in the direction, right? So all of the compass blends, even the essential oil blends, are multi-dimensional, meaning they're going to work on more than one thing. They're going to work on mind, body, spirit, soul, bringing everything together to help you just feel yourself and help you aligned and connect with yourself. They're multifunctional, meaning they're going to do more than one thing. They're not doing just one thing. There's multiple, but there's a common denominator among each of them. And that's what I want to explain a little bit more as we move forward and talk a little bit more about them. Nurturing where you are, the importance about the compass blends. In order to help you find your way, we have to meet you where you are. So whenever you go look at a map and it says you are here, these blends, they come and they meet you where you are. And then they help move you in the direction that you need to go to bring everything back into balance. So they're really like an internal GPS system, and I don't say that just because I formulated them. I love them. I use them all the time because they're so powerful and so potent and gentle, yet, impactful in helping us achieve, specific results that we need. And then balancing the terrain states, just like you have north, south, east, and west, and we have the 4 blends helping us in these 4 directions. You have terrain states, which, to simplify that, there's some conditions, health conditions you may have that are more wet conditions, like a wet cough, a wet, weepy skin irritation. Sometimes things are dry. You have a dry cough, you have dry skin. And then sometimes you have a cold condition. Things are just really cold or tense. And then sometimes they're hot, with headaches, with, IBS, PMS, there's a little bit of heat going on, and things are hot. So what you want to do is you want to find the opposite of whatever's going on to bring it into balance. So if you have a lot of hot conditions, you want to do things that are cooling. If you're too cold or have cold conditions, you need heat to bring that in. And that's where the Compass Blends come in to do that for you. So we'll go ahead and move forward in the slides here. And the unique properties that you're getting, it was really important to unify them, right, in the compass direction. It was important to give them an affirmation statement. So you're saying something good. Your cells believe everything you think, feel, and say. So even looking at it and subliminally saying it in your head, your cells believe that. And so you're already starting to heal just by the intent behind the name, behind the contents that's in the bottle. So we have taken the original blends, we've combined them, we've added some additional oils to make them a little more special. We have put it in a carrier oil to pre-dilute, because what we do find is a lot of people, we're busy. We need things that are convenient, that are safe, that are easy to help us do things. And we don't have to think too much about it. We just grab and go, right? Whenever we're in a crisis and we're like, oh my gosh, I can't get to sleep at nighttime. Which one do I grab? Oh, the calming water one, the blue one. Okay, let me grab that. In bringing yourself into contentment. So we have diluted them in a nut-free carrier, because we do recognize, we want the majority of people to enjoy these. So we did a beautiful nut-free carrier. We did some sunflower, which was an ode to the Soul Megas. We have the lecithin from sunflower in there, which was something that was important to me, having a Crohn's, colitis, and GI upset background. I wanted to make sure we had a fat emulsifier in the Soul Megas. And so that's kind of the signature. That's why sunflower. And then jojoba, because jojoba, the molecular structure of jojoba is almost identical to the body. So whenever you put it on, your body thinks it's the same as sebum. It thinks it's itself. So it's so easily absorbable, even for the most sensitive cases. And it's not just physical sensitivities, it's emotional sensitivities, right? We're in a time where there's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of mental health crisis going on. And so we want to support not only from a physical standpoint, but from also a mental and emotional standpoint. And so I was very strategic in what we put in here and why. As you can see, we wanted it to be gentle yet nourishing and nutritious for your skin that you're putting it on. And then we added a little bit of vitamin E in here as well. Again, we put the affirmation statements in here. And it's also a nice business tool for those of you using this and helping others, create a business with this. This is a nice business card to say, oh, you need to feel comforted, And so here, so it's nice to be able to have this positive positive thought and positive mindset behind it, but then also the intention in the blend. And so having the affirmation on it is also affecting what's inside of that bottle. So now, we're really supporting that from all angles. And then we can move on here. And then now I want to share with you a little bit more specific on that compass direction. Right. So compass, the CO, and the connect, CO, and then we did confidence, the CO. And if you'll notice the O, the first one, in all of the blends have a compass. And this is to remind you that it's helping you find your way. It's helping you find direction. So we have the clarify in here in the calm, and sometimes it's counterintuitive, because why would you put energizing and relaxing together? Well, they balance each other out, right? There is a little bit more clarify in here than calm. So we have a lot of energy, but we're stabilizing that with a calming energy. So even for somebody who's having anxiety, they can still use this blend and not go over the top. And so that was the strategy behind putting these together and helping you find your way. Now you can see the methodology I used in crafting these. and putting them together is, we need this support, but we also have to balance it a little bit to go a little bit more in a specific direction. So we have the Clarify helping us with movement of the mind, the body, the gut, everything in the body. I added in eucalyptus because eucalyptus is very specific for respiratory congestion. It's very specific when you feel overwhelmed. And when you're overwhelmed, you're not as confident. And when you're congested and you're stuck, you're not clear and you're not confident. And so I wanted to bring in eucalyptus for those reasons. It's also, very good for the immune system too. And then lemon is another amazing immune system. So when we think of, the Soul Clear, and, for sinus and immune, this really is representative of that for the category. Of the Clarify category. So the lemon helps you find your way. It's like a flashlight. We've talked about that when we talked about, some other things, but lemon in particular is so laser focused. It's like a laser light, just really lighting the way. It's giving a laser focus when there's gut congestion, respiratory congestion, immune congestion, to really help with that. And then with Calm, we added in cedar, we added in the ginger, and we added in the cedar wood here. Just the ginger, sorry. I was getting ahead of myself with another oil. So we added in the ginger here for, ginger it's a highly anti-inflammatory, and we think it gets us moving a little bit, but it does have a gentle side to it. So it's going to be nourishing to the gut and to the immune system. And it really, rounded this out because with the Calm, we needed to calm also GI upset. And that's why I brought in ginger, but also calming other things on an emotional level. So together we have confidence. We have confidence for mental clarity, depression, social anxiety, self-esteem, feeling self-worth, feeling worthy. I am worthy. So every time you use it, remember it's diluted, so it's going to be fine. You're going to say, I am confident. And then the next one that we'll talk about is going to be the courage. And so in here we have the balance with the Calm. So we have the green and the blue. So green, like grass, it's very grounding. It's very earthy. We've got some flowers in here. We also have the frankincense in there. This is the one I added cedar to because I wanted frankincense to have a friend. I wanted frankincense to have another tree. The significance of cedar wood, Cedrus atlantica, is inner strength. Now, what do you need when you need courage? You need to find your strength, your inner strength, to take that first step, to be scared and do it anyway, right? It's just a little step. It's just doing a little bit more than you think you can't, right? It's just moving forward. So that's the power of cedar. And that was why it was so important for me to add that in here. Balance, we know balance is all the fluid states in the body, but you have to be grounded in that. And that's why the cedar. And then again, I added the Calm in here. So in here, you're going to see it's green. So, there's more balance in here than any other oil, but there is Calm in here too. And again, I wanted to have balancing, but I wanted to bring it down and ground you a little bit more so you can get a little bit more relaxed, calm that nervous jitter. The stomach butterflies when you got to do something that you don't think you can do or you don't want to do. And you've got to find that courage. So every time you use it, you want to say, I am courageous. It's really going to strengthen the gut, the immune. It's going to also help with respiratory, particularly with allergies. It's also great for pain relief, stress relief. And because it's balancing, you already know it's going to help you adapt. It's going to help you adapt to any changing of circumstances, changing of anything that's going on, changing of seasons. Think of seasonal allergies. We have to be grounded so they don't just go haywire. That is where this particular blend is going to be so specific for that. And then the next blend that we created was the contentment. And again, you notice the O. has the compass, and that's really to help you say, okay, what direction do I want to go in? I need to be grounded. I need to be content. I don't need to be all over the place. And the opposite of that is angry, right? There's a lot of heat going on. So because it's blue, it's cooling. So when we talked about the terrain states, this is going to be very cooling, to cool the heat, take the heat. So if there's a headache, if there's hot flashes, PMS, IBS, we know there's a lot of heat. Whenever there's pain, there's heat, right? Because when something rubs together, it's friction, it causes heat. The heat causes pain, or causes inflammation. The inflammation causes the pain. So anytime there's pain, there's inflammation. So I love this one to really help with any kind of inflammation. And that's another reason I wanted ginger particularly to be added to the Calm blend for the compass sake, for the contentment sake. It's because it's highly, highly anti-inflammatory. So we have the majority of it is calm, and then we put a little bit more balance in here, right? So calm is number one. We have the most calm. The second most is balance. Again, to bring in some balance so we can be stable and secure. And again, having that cedar in here is helping us connect with that inner strength. It's helping us set boundaries also. And then the third most is the clarify, with the addition of the eucalyptus and the lemon to help round everything out. So whether, there's inflammation going on in respiratory, in poor circulation. So all together, the contentment, right? It's calm, cool, collected. It's going to be a great pain reliever. And I love this one for sleep. And it's really nice. It's nice having the Calm blend to put in the diffuser for sleep, but this one is already pre-diluted. So you can keep it right on your nightstand. You can apply it right on your wrist. You can roll it underneath your nose, and just really enjoy that scent to help you, get a good night's sleep. And so your affirmation is, I am content. I have contentment. I lead with contentment. And then we have the Comfort blend. And so with Comfort, obviously we have the most lift in here. And with lift, I wanted to add two particular oils in here. These are very heavy hitting essential oils, highly antiviral, highly antibacterial, highly anti-infectious. So they're going to stop anything that's attacking, invading, anytime you feel defensive, just so you feel nurtured and comforted. So it's so important. And, really, a nice little tip about oregano. It's not necessarily in the essential oil, but in the plant, in the herb, oregano, it's really high in like calcium. And we know calcium helps with bones. And so the plant signature that transfers into the essential oil is it helps you have a backbone. It helps you just stand straight, give yourself a hug, and just feel like, okay, I got this. I'm going to be okay. So really helping you through grief, times of grief, which is what the Lift blend, is great for, helping with anxiety, helping with grief, with mood. So the oregano in here helps anytime you feel attacked and invaded. The elemi is so strong to keep you protected. It's a protector oil, really good to help tap into compassion. But you can be compassion, you can have empathy, but you have boundaries. So it really helps with that too. The second most oil in here is the Clarify. And again, we have the eucalyptus and the lemon to help find way, right? So we can be comforted, but we can still find our way through grief. You never get over grief. It shows up whenever it wants. So it's not something that you're like, okay, I'm done with that. But you do have to find your way through it. You have to find your way to keep moving beside it. Right. And so that's the beauty of this. And then the third most is the balance, because I wanted to balance it. Right. So we have this comfort, we have a little bit of fire, and then we've got movement of the fire, and then we're balancing that. And so now you can see, the significance of the compass and why, when I said, oh, sometimes you got to go northwest, northeast. This is how we're doing that. This is how we are providing directional support by combining them and going in a couple different directions, but centering them to do that. And so your affirmation is, I am comforted, I have comfort and joy. That's really the significance of this blend. You feel appreciated, you feel accepted, you feel valued. So important for mental health. And then I want to share a little bit on this next slide. I want to share a little bit of applications because, like I said, we wanted them to be convenient. We wanted them to give you directional support. And how they're going to continue giving directional support is where you apply them and how you apply them. So putting that on the wrist, the wrist is it's what we're all used to, but we can smell it that way. And then it also gets into our body to bring balance right in our center here. You can use it as a perfume here. You can also use it as a deodorant. Put it on the temples for mental clarity, on the base of the neck so you feel strong in your neck. But then the other things you want to do is organ and body system support. So if you are having respiratory, apply it over the chest. If you're having grief, applying it over the chest. If you're and for grief, I like to support the front and the back of the chest, right? You're going in from both sides. If you are having anger issues, frustration, irritability, you're not patient, your patience is running out, then you can apply the contentment over the liver area because we hold anger in the liver. We hold grief in the lungs. We hold worry in the gut. We hold fear in the kidneys. So you would take the courage when you need courage and apply it over both kidneys to help support the emotions that are connected to those organ systems. You can also put it in your scalp, in your hair to stimulate the confidence is really good to stimulate the scalp and strengthen that hair follicle. And then, use them daily. You can rotate them. So you can do morning, you can do yellow, then you can do red, the comfort to kind of get you going mid-morning. And then you can start balancing out in the afternoon during the kidney and bladder circadian rhythm, which is between 3 to 7 p.m. And then you could do the blue to go to sleep at night. So it's a nice light. It's daily support. This is daily wellness. So you do a little bit throughout the daytime. You can also combine it with the Soulflex AC cream and use that for anything that's going on in the body. So this is a little bit about, why I'm so excited and why we created the Compass blends to provide that directional support. I've already figured it out for you. You just need to know what's going on. What do I need? Oh, I have a lot of heat going on. I need something cooling. I have a lot of coldness going on. I need something heating. I need more energizing. I need more relaxing. And then they've got, a little bit more special things that they do too. So I'll turn it back over to you, Kendall, and get your thoughts.
Oh, I love it. One of the first things I found very interesting was this idea that to add affirmations and these products give you the perfect cue of what to use as your affirmation, which is fun. And I think that, when we're talking mind body, the mind is a powerful tool in our mind body health. And we need to use that, I think.
Yeah. And that, we wanted it to be, sometimes you don't know you need help. And, we think that we are strong and we're resilient and we can handle anything. But sometimes we overburden ourselves. And that's why even just looking at the name, you're setting an intention. And then when you say it, you're setting an intention. So it was really a way to kind of make you and help you take care of yourself, even when you don't know you need it.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the names, when we were talking about confidence, you talked about those kind of opposite energy and calm on the opposite. But when you really think about it, when you're confident, you're calm and energetic, right? So it really is a really well named and well formulated to be those things. I really think that's really great.
And you need enough energy to be calm. right? Or else you'd be so exhausted. So you need enough energy, but not too much. So that's where we kind of came in and balanced that a
Right.
little bit. So yeah,
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
that you brought that up.
You know, comfort is my go-to for when I have a headache. You know, I'll put it on the back of my neck or whatever, and man, it's really good for that. What is that? Just my particular kind of headache, or do you find that's a thing that a lot of people have?
I think, well, I mean, I'm trying to pick one and I can't.
Yeah.
It depends on what kind of headache you have, right? Because what's going to happen is if your head feels like it's being squeezed in a vice and it has to open up, then you would need the comfort. But if your head feels like it's exploding, the comfort may be it's going to open it up and cause more heat. It
Mm,
may make it hurt worse, in which case the contentment would be better. If
mm,
it's more of a nerve pain, you've been at the computer and it's just like a pinched nerve, I think the confidence would be better. If it's a hormone headache or just in general, like you're just overstressed, overwhelmed, the courage. So they're really it's gonna depend. Again, the directional support, perfect example of the directional support. What kind of headache is it? And then we can pick, and you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I got to go mix something up and I got to figure it all out. That's what these do. They figure that out for you.
yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the terrain state that you talked about. You're cold, you're hot, you're dry, you're wet. So how do you know when? I mean, cold and hot, I guess. Not always. You know, if you're actually physically cold or physically hot, that's easy to tell. But I don't know that you're exactly talking about that. You know, and you're dry and you're wet. How do you tell? And then how do you know which direction to go with the compass blends?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you have a dry cough, obviously a dry cough, oh, I need something that's going to be wet. I don't need something that's going to be too drying. Red and yellow, ketchup and mustard are very drying. So it's going to help with a wet cough. But for a dry cough, you need more nurturing. So then you would do the blue and the green.
Hmm.
And that's why I love the color coordination also, right? The primary colors, the 4 points on a compass, and so the contentment is very mucolytic, meaning it's wet. So dry skin, dry mouth, dry eyes. Not that you're putting it in the eyes, but having dry eyes tells you I have a dry condition. Weathered, you're just like this, you feel, you're hunched over, you're in pain, you're just so tired and lethargic and melancholy. That's just more of a dry, cold state even. And so you would need to bring in moisture to help with that. And so green and blue, right? Grass and water.
Hmm.
You water the grass. It's a good way to remember that. And then, for the wet conditions, we want to come in and dry them out a little bit. And so red is like fire, it's going to dry things out. The yellow, the sun, it can cause your skin to leather. So you can use those associations that it's going to help with that. So, really just kind of doing a health assessment, figuring out, you know, and using the tools that we're sharing. The video, we certainly have product fact sheets that give this information, and you can kind of go and see, what am I having? If I don't know what the condition is, what does this one help with, to help with that? But, you think of confidence. Confidence makes you stand up strong, and then with the comfort, it's kind of protecting you a little bit. So it's going to help whenever you feel, um, uh, and it has kind of the fire energy. So whenever you're cold, you're numb, you don't know what to think or what to say, and then again, it just takes a little bit more training. I think continuing to work with, you know, everybody in the company, um, can continue to help with that too.
Also, inside the box, if you buy it in the gift,
Yes.
there's a this nice little flyer that kind of goes through each one and tells a little bit about them. what they do for the mind, what they do for the body, and their properties. I really like that, to help you understand what they are.
And I want to give a shout out to you, because the reason these look so beautiful and all of the little things, and you'll notice the red at the bottom, and you'll know the red at the top, there's more red, and then you'll see a little bit of the others. All of that is your creation. So I created all these, and to have you translate that in an artistic way is what makes them even more special.
Well, I'm glad you like it. I had a really good time designing these ones. They were really fun. All the colors and the box and everything. I'm really, really proud of how they came out. You mentioned that they you can use them as a perfume, and they do smell so fantastic that if you just don't even know what you need, just smell it and go, that smells good, and put it on you. I think, and they're already diluted, and you don't have to worry. You put a lot of thought into the carrier oils for these, and they're very nicely formulated for that. So they're really nice for that.
Yeah, and it's all your oils. It's essential oils, and it's botanical carriers. So it's a botanical perfume or a botanical cologne, or, I know the hot thing is a whole body deodorant. Well, we came out with whole body deodorant years ago, and just pick your flavor, pick your scent of the day.
Well, all right. I think we've covered this topic very well. Thank you for joining us and spending some time with us, and for formulating these fantastic products. And thank you for being here. We'll see you later. So, everybody, thank you for joining us. That is all we have for tonight. And we will see you next time on Why Solle Works.